Bueno, aquí estoy con Rocael y Sama esperando la clase. Estamos con hambre, con sueño. No podemos salir porque está lloviendo.
Ya, pero es porque tienes que estar aquí conmigo.
Sí, es así. Bye.
Let's take a look. Give it a little press together. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do here is just one little edge I've got. Perfect. Beautiful. Thanks. Okay, so let's just take one more look. A little bit of a smudgy under eye. This is gonna be messy.
Foto.
Hola, estoy con Luis Torres.
Hola. Un besote para todos.
Para
Nos
Perú.
vemos, mi amor.
Para Perú.
Ah, Perú. ¿Sabes que Perú es de mis países favoritos, verdad?
No te creo.
Ah, pues ahora lo sabes.
Oh.
Perú es, yo creo que está en mi top 3. México, Perú y otro que después te digo.
Cuídate.
Como están acá, estamos en la clase de Danesa Mari, en la Make Show, ya están seteando todo. Imagínense, miren, Danesa Mari con James Molloy. Hola mis camarones con cola, ¿cómo están? No saben, me acabo de encontrar con Luis Torres. Justo yo me he venido a sentar porque estaba viendo una clase, pero la clase la clase de una clase.
Palette. You can't always explain it to other people. My name is James Vincent. I'm the Director of Education and Artist Relations for the Makeup Show. And every year... I stand up here and I receive the applause because Shelley and the team work so hard to bring you an event that feels timely and special. This year, Shelley and Danessa and I sat down and we said, what is it that our artists need? The last few years have been tough. It is not just about lockdowns or strikes, but it's about isolation. It's about feeling disconnected. It's about struggling to feel included. The woman who I'm about to introduce is a person that for me and for so many of us is that bit of warmth on those days when we feel alone, is that smile that comes into us every Tuesday to teach us a little something we didn't know. For me, sometimes it's that 5 a.m. butt dial that wakes me up because I don't get up as early as she does. But I appreciate it every time because when I tell you Danessa Myricks moves mountains, it is so much more than the many, many awards she wins. It is so much more than the number of foundations that she sells. It is so much more than the makeup that we all covet to carry in our kits and fight over those palettes and brush sets downstairs. Because what Danessa Myricks does is unite artists. From the other side of a screen, no matter where you are in the world, she shows up and tells you you are seen, you are safe, you are included. And tonight she puts together her Artists United program to celebrate all of that and to show you some of the makeup magic that she is known for. I truly believe, and I try to tell her every day, that what she does is so much more than makeup for so many of us. I do not believe that the makeup world was the same before Danessa Myricks. And every day I feel so fortunate to call her my sister.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. Thank you, all of you, for being here. I am so excited. This is like my favorite event, and I know I say that for every event. But I really love this one. Like, how many people have been to this Artists United session almost every year we've had it? Like, it's so special. It's after the show is over. It's like a whole different subculture of the makeup show happening in the evening. And And this event is really important to me because the community that comes together is one thing that I love so much, but it's so exciting for me to share artists that I love with you. And this event is really about bringing artists from somewhere around the world, maybe somewhere that someone you don't really have that much access to, who's doing amazing things and you always wanted to meet and ask questions. And then I get to invite them to be here with us. So today is really special. I'm gonna kick off the evening and then I'm gonna invite like one of the most amazing humans that I know on the planet. But we're gonna start with me. Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, from Cuba, from the UK, Australia, Israel, from everywhere. And my mind is just blown. The way this show brings people together, it really, it warms my heart. And that's the reason why I'm in this beauty space. I really do believe that beauty is the ultimate uniter. And the whole reason why I have this brand even is to connect the hearts and minds of people from around the world. So just seeing all these faces here in the room tonight just brings me so much joy. So I appreciate you all being here. So thank you for being here. So every time we do this session, I focus on something different, and sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to do until I get up here. But can everybody see okay? Everybody's in a good space. And these monitors are going to come on, and you're going to be able to see the model up close. Today I thought that I would focus in a lot on skin. Because skin for me, like how many of you are new artists? You're brand new, and this is amazing. What a way to get started. How many of you have been doing this for decades, and you're like, I'm an OG, okay, and then I guess everybody else is, most of us are kind of in the middle, right? But I think there's one thing that we all can agree, that the only way you can really survive in beauty and be successful is to understand how to navigate skin. Like, if you know how to do skin, like, you can, like, be okay marginal doing a liner, trust me, because, you know. You cannot be so great with color and doing, like, 3 colors on the eye. But if you know how to do skin, you will always work. And I guarantee you that. So I like to spend a lot of time talking about different applications of skin, prepping the skin, and different tips and tricks than you would normally see. Let's just say if you tuned into a Teach Me Tuesday. I like to, this session, talk to you as real artists. And it really just requires you thinking outside of the traditional applications of the products that you use, oil, whatever oil. Dry, that means it's like hovering on the surface of the skin, and it's gonna really affect all the other products that you put on top. So for me, if you're using something that's an oil base, just make sure that it's skin mimicking, it's sebum mimicking, so that it penetrates quickly. That's a really important thing. You never want anything that's hovering on the surface. But I'm gonna go a little deeper into this. I'm gonna use the Moisture Bomb. Have any of you tried this before?
Oh, yeah.
So, hand high in the air. Tell me what your experience has been.
I absolutely love it. It's that deep moisture without leaving your skin super oily. I feel like it just gives that extra little touch to give my makeup a little natural glow without being super oily, even as an oily person. It's like my holy grail. I'm obsessed.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Way that's, you know, how you, I feel for me, you end up appreciating when you do have what you get because you know what you had to put into it to be able to, you know, receive it or have it, and it keeps you humble. I feel like when people look or ask for the easy route, you don't get to savor what you have, and then you kind of either lose it or it doesn't last, or I don't know. Maybe not everybody has that, but I feel like for me, at least what I've seen, that's like people end up having a quicker, I guess, burnout. I don't know. Whatever. That's just my perception.
So I was actually curious because I think in this industry, we always know that we're lifelong learners, no matter what. But I was actually curious, like, as you were in school and realizing like what you wanted to do, who were maybe some of like your mentors, whether you met them or not, and like I guess quote unquote like trying to study from and like take some best practices and things away from that you feel like really propelled you now?
You know, I was really blessed, even though once I started to kind of get in the mix, that I got to meet like people that I looked up to that I never thought I would. Which one of them was Scott Barnes. I always admired his work, and I got to work under him for a little bit. It was kind of like a quick moment, but at least I feel like I got to understand a little bit of, in the moment, like sets and how things go, and just even like just being able to see that vibe. I had never been like on a celebrity shoot other than, you know, that, so that was kind of like one of the moments. And then, what else? I feel like artistry, like maybe there's other hairstylists that I got to like see work that I admire, like Orbe and Ken Paves. But that's, for makeup, that was pretty much just it, Scott. And there's also two other people that I admire in the industry who are not makeup related, like managers that, I don't know why, I've always been obsessed with management. Maybe I'm meant to do that one day. I don't know. But that kind of world also fascinates me, because you learn so much about business and how people build, you know, empires or whatever it might be, like they're whatever they're good at. So I feel like when you kind of learn more things like that, you can bring it into your world or your craft. Okay, I just want to touch on what I was doing. I just kind of detailed everything. I'm kind of creating like a little bit of like what I would do for a natural smoky kind of vibe. I'm shaking too, you just can't tell.
I still believe I'm here. I'm from Costa Rica. I'm sorry I'm not speaking English so good.
I understand.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my dream. I have many problems for come here. Rocael, no. I told you in message from Instagram. It's not easy for me. I am alone. I have a family, but I'm happy to be here.
You're breaking my
I
heart.
know.
No, really, that's so special.
Bendiciones, bendiciones.
My dream was always to be a ground to makeup artist. So it's not easy because I'm traveled to the other country because first I am Salvadorian and change my country because a problem with my family, with my mom, with ever. So in this moment when I pay my ticket for here, I didn't thinking to be here in New York because it's New York and at this moment I feel a beach. And when I told you, Rocael, in Israel, I hope to meet you in sometime or someday. And when I saw the history when the nation, wow, it's my opportunity. And I'm here. So thank you you too, the nation, because both you are perfect, your work is perfect, and I don't know, I have many things in my mind, but I can't speak in this moment. So, yeah, because I don't know what I say. But I have a question for you, okay? What was your inspiration for your kit of lifts?
Oh wow, we're gonna go to today, guys.
What your inspiration? Because the Queen D, you know, I was in the concert. Yeah, it's a second dream. And I know this. What is your inspiration? And I know, I wanna know this.
It's a very.
Thank you. I'm sorry for my inspiration.
Number two. Okay. All right, guys. That was honestly, you are feeding my soul right now. Like that's very special, and that's what I was going back to earlier. That you really have to. For me, I knew I have to start giving my, just what I have, the gift that God's given me, like more value, because you never know who you get to touch. Whether it's one person or two people, or it doesn't really matter. It's just you know that you're touching someone and affecting them and inspiring them in such a beautiful way. So thank you. You did something for me today too, so I appreciate that. But to get to the answer of basically what inspired me, I don't know if you guys are a lot familiar with, my story. It's part of something that I've gone through in my life, but I lost my parents to COVID, and when that happened, it kind of really, in the beginning, obviously it's tough when you're going through something like that. You want to not get out of bed and you don't want to do anything, and luckily it was around the time that we were not really doing much, so nobody really knew the extent of how bad it was that I went, because it was a really, I feel like I got the rug pulled under me. But it also gave me the time to really think, which I hadn't really done for a long time because I was working so much and just running, going. But it really made me sit down and kind of sit with myself and say, what am I going to do next, and what is my life going to become? What am I meant to do here now? Because I feel like all my dreams and aspirations kind of went with them. And so I decided to I had been working on the makeup line, and I had a completely different direction for the packaging and what I was going to do. But I remember just a few months before my mom passed away, I had, I think my sister's here somewhere. Me and my sister were on my bed, and we had been reading the Bible, and we were just going through the story of Job and how God tested Job, and he took things from him, and he had to go through a specific journey. And so during that time when I was kind of rethinking my life and contemplating what I was going to do, I just remembered that story, and there's a scripture, which is what I put on the lipstick, and it says, "I shall come forth as gold." And even though he has tried me, I shall come forth as gold. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna. It goes through many processes, which I feel like life, I kept kind of throwing stuff at me. And one thing would happen, I'm like, what the heck? I thought that was the hardest thing I've dealt with. And then it kept coming back, and I was just like, when does this stop? When does my life, not have to be so hard, I guess. And from there, that was kind of like the seed, and then it just kind of kept growing. And then I went through the diamond theme, and I was like, oh, we're shaped like rocks, and diamonds have to be put under pressure, and they're cut and shaped, but the more they're cut, the more beautiful they become, and the more they sparkle. And so I was just putting that kind of positivity into the concept, and that's where the cap came from. So we made it into emerald cut, and we added more facets to it, and then I put the diamond elephant inside. It's like if it's been carved out, you finally discovered the elephant inside. It's been there the whole time, but you're just finally coming to see it. That was the lip gloss, and the lipstick was obviously the gold bar, which is how gold is purified. And then the lip liner was the being redefined, and just redefining what we think we are, and just going to be redefined, but to be the best that we can be, our best selves. So yeah, that's kind of in the short answer. I think that's basically where the inspiration came from for the packaging. But I also feel like that's just been my thematic kind of story of my life, Somebody recently asked me what my name meant, and I didn't really have an answer because I don't know. My mom never said, oh, this is what your name means. But somebody told me that they think that it means Rock of God, which is very interesting because it's kind of thematic in the brand. So I feel like maybe that was just, I feel like we become our name. So in a way, I was already gonna be doing a brand. I don't know. I believe in that sometimes. So.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
My favorite, their balm. It's so good. I just love how it keeps the skin. This is one of the products that I feel works really well if you have oily skin, and you want to keep the skin a little bit more matte. Now I'm gonna come in with a little bit of the William Tuttle. I'm just gonna use it as kind of like concealer, and I'm just coming here a little bit, and I'm just gonna lightly tap a pink color just to kind of do a little bit of a color correction. This is the rose medium, and I'm just gonna mix it with those those two, and then I'm going to come back on top with the lighter again, just to kind of cancel that out. And do we have any beauty blenders?
Hi Raquel, your work is incredible. My question for you is, what is your favorite makeup trend at the moment?
At the moment, honestly, I think it's the like the brownie glossy lip. I used to love that in high school. Like maybe because I was a chola back in the day, and it's very nostalgic in a way, you know. But it's crazy to think that back then, you know, maybe 5 years ago that was not a trend. So I was like, what was I thinking? But it just, now we've done it in a more modern way, and I feel like it feels more, I love you, thank you.
This was like mind-blowing.
Thank you.
I know you're tired. We'll hang out just for a few minutes, guys. We'll go to the step and repeat, just so you guys can take pictures. If you're super tired, you'll be here tomorrow. But I love you. Thank you so much. This is extraordinary.
Okay, all right, let's go over and take some pics.
Yes.
Miren chicos, ya se acabó la clase con Vanessa y con Rocael. Miren la línea que hay que hacer para tomarse la foto con Vanessa. Miren esa línea. ¿Saben qué? Yo soy la última. Yo ya ayer me tomé foto con Vanessa, pero me voy a esperar a tomarme foto con Vanessa y Rocael, porque la clase se dio de los dos, ¿verdad? ¿Lo ven? Entonces, nos tomamos una foto, esperamos. Estamos detrás de esa chica. Este video vas tomando foto.